Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we got a hugely popular tourist attraction for cruisers and travelers alike that has had to close for a very shocking reason. We also have Carnival announcing some, hey, this should be great news everybody, our brand new redesigned Carnival, Forenza. Well, she's going to be ready a week early. So we're sailing a week early. And this has a lot of Carnival passengers furious. And then I have a story about Carnival passengers being escorted back to the ship by the police, and they're mad at Carnival for it. So first off, let's talk about the Carnival Fenzi. I'm trying my best. My pronunciation, see what it is? Pronunciation is not my strong suit. So, I'm just gonna go with it. But John Heald announced just the other day in a post on his Facebook page saying, good news everybody, the ship is actually going to be ready a full week earlier, which means we can have another sailing. And this seems like and sounds like a good idea, right? It sounds like this should be good news for Carnival. Hey, it's coming sooner, you can get on board sooner. Except a lot of people have already booked what's considered the inaugural cruise of that ship. Now, a lot of people don't care that it's the inaugural sailing. However, I'm pretty much guessing if you're booking the inaugural sailing, it's for a reason. Like you want to be the first people on it. You want to go through. Not only that, it does come up with, people like to be first on things. The first to be, no one mentions too often the second person that stepped on the moon, right? No one mentions the second person to discover America. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a big deal to a lot of people that they want to be first, right? Can you name me who won the 100-yard dash in the Olympics second place last year? Bet you can't, right? So it is a big deal to people. And they're now saying, hey, we booked the inaugural sailing. We wanted to be part of that pomp and ceremony and celebration on the very first sailing that usually goes along with inaugural sailings. And now they're going to be second. Not only that though, when you book an inaugural cruise, if you look at the second cruise after that, it's often a couple $100 cheaper because it's not the inaugural sailing. And so yeah, they ended up booking an inaugural sailing that's not an inaugural sailing, and now they paid the full price as if it was. So it does have a lot of Carnival passengers a little upset with that situation, right? And I kind of can see where that comes from, because you booked it. They announced this is the start of the cruise. This will be the big sailing. This is the first one. This is our big party one. And oh yeah, now we're going to do it the week before you sail. But have fun on the cruise anyway, which I'm sure they will. I'm sure you'll have a good time on the cruise, but it will leave a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth knowing you're going second instead of first. It's just human nature, unfortunately. It's human nature. I mean, I'm on 3 inaugural sailings in the next 4 months. So I'm one of those people that this is going directly to. Now, have you ever thought about heading to Iceland? And if you have, it's one of the mainstays, one of the biggest stops that everyone must do in Iceland is the Blue Lagoon. Pools that are heated by volcanic waters and the steam coming. It is the most popular attraction in Iceland, by far, by far. Hotel is right there beside it as well. Well, they had to close. That's right, they've been closed for a few days now because of the volcano nearby. It's one of the most active volcanoes in the world. In fact, Iceland has the most active volcanic area in the world right now, and for quite a while. But in a period of 24 hours, there were over 1,000 earthquakes registered throughout Iceland. Picture that, 1,000 earthquakes. Now, they're not 7.6 on the Richter scales, all of them. Some of them are 0.5, some of them are 1, etc. But 1,000, which triggered the warning that the volcano may be ready to have a huge eruption, not just the normal lava flow it has now and small eruptions it has now, but a major blow. And they closed everything and evacuated thousands of people from around the area, including the most popular tourist destination of all time, like in Iceland. So yeah, if you're heading to Iceland anytime soon, you may be disappointed, and you may be heading into a volcano area. And another thing that can be affected, if there is a major volcanic eruption in Iceland, it can actually interrupt travel between North America and Europe if the cloud cover is so dense that they may have to alter flight plans and may have to actually cancel flights. So another thing to be aware of if this event does happen in the future. Okay, next I have a story about people are very upset because they were escorted back to the ship by police. And they're really mad at Carnival. But before I get there, let me just quickly invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the new ships coming out, to price changes, to changes in what's going on as far as getting on and off the ship, to just some tips and tricks that might make your cruise just a little bit easier and maybe save you some money in the meantime. And again, doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but boy, it really does help the channel out, and I really would appreciate it. Okay, now I'm going to read this message that was posted to John Heald on his Facebook page, and I'll read it word for word for you so I'm not misquoting this person. But the message read, on November 3rd on the Venezia, I was marched back to the ship like a common criminal by the Barbados police force. Why? Because I was wearing camo shorts and a camo backpack. Where was Carnival's notice on this? Nobody told us at all. No compensation given. I get a kick how it's always no compensation given. We were not rebels or terrorists to the government, but we were made to feel like we were. Okay. Because here's the situation, in very many countries, you are not allowed to wear camouflage clothing at all, because the people who are wearing the camouflage clothing are rebels and terrorists and mass shooters and things like that. So they've outlawed the camo clothes. And it's not, you know, just in Barbados. So we have Barbados does that. You can't go to the Bahamas with that. You can't go to Jamaica with that. You can't go to St. Lucia with that. You can't go to Dominican Republic. You can't go to China. You can't go to Japan. You can't go to Bangkok. There are so many places you can't go wearing camouflage clothing at all. It is outlawed because of the situations in those countries. Try going to Cambodia and see if you can do the same thing. You cannot, because it is a law. And yes, they will arrest you, or they're very lucky here, they just got escorted back to the ship. And it's really not on Carnival Cruise Line to tell anybody, right? It's not on any cruise line's responsibility to tell people to be aware of the laws in the different countries. That's on us, right? When I'm driving in the States, I always have to think, am I allowed to turn right on a red light? Because, you know, some countries you can, some countries you can't. Canada, we can. For the longest time in Quebec, you couldn't, one of our provinces, but now you finally can. So, like, you have to be aware of the laws of where you're going on your own. But yeah, camouflage gear, escorted back, but the biggest thing right away is no compensation. Hey, I broke a law in a foreign country that I didn't know about, and I didn't research, and I didn't study anything about it, but hey, Carnival, why didn't I get any compensation for it? No, that's not how life works, folks. We have to take some responsibility and find some stuff out for ourselves. I think there are some videos out there mentioning in tips videos that you can't wear camouflage clothing. If only there were some channels out there you could research and see some of these things. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny because, yeah, it's just the thought process that I get a kick out of. It's that it's automatically somebody else's fault. It's the victim mentality that I get a kick out of. Hey, nobody told us. Nobody held our hand and told us exactly what to do every step of the way, including what laws are in effect in the different countries. So that's not on the cruise line's fault. That's on you not going to the country's website and checking out forbidden things to do in that country. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. At least that's the way I feel. Now, what do you guys think? How about Carnival changing the inaugural cruise? Would you be upset if you were booked on that and you wanted to be the first person on it? I think I would be a little upset with it. And of course, do you think this person's just, yeah, looking for some free stuff because they broke a law and Carnival didn't hold their hand telling them exactly every single law in the country they were visiting that they were going to? I just find it funny. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.